What is going on, everybody? I see a bunch of people in the room already. Super excited for our first member call of September 2020. It's going to be an awesome call. Cannot wait to answer all of your questions. Let me do a quick sound check, make sure I'm on the right microphone. Jocelyn is in the chat room hanging out as always. So if you got some information, need some anything to help with that, get in the chat room with Jocelyn. Carrie will be in there as well, and other members of our team. Want to make sure that everybody can hear me. So give me a quick sound check. You do need to change your chat box to all panelists and attendees. All panelists and attendees to make sure that you can type and talk to everybody. I'm seeing a bunch of all panelists. Justin, you said all panelists there. Change it to all panelists and attendees, guys. That way everybody can hear you. We love to have a good conversation in the chat room while we are talking as well. And Jocelyn will be in the chat box to help you, and Carrie as soon as you got loud and clear from Kathy. Hey, Kathy, good to see you today. Justin says, got it. He's changed it over to all panelists and attendees. And Luke says, sounds good. So that's crystal clear. Kate says, all good, ready to go. Kevin says, hi from the UK. Saw your post this morning in the community, Kevin. Glad to have you here in the Flip Your Life community. And Paul is here as well. Zoom really needs to update so you can set it to default. No doubt, man. I don't know why they do that. Tell you another thing that made me mad. On the meetings, you can't search them, and they changed the way that they're lined up. It's such a powerful tool, though. Ben Pugh is in the house. What's going on, Ben? How you doing, brother? Good to hear from you today. Colin's at 2:30 a.m. He's staying up late. Let's all give Colin a standing ovation. He gets the pushing it to the limit award today. He's burning the midnight oil. I love it. It's amazing. A lot of people logging in right now. I can't wait to answer all of your questions. All right, guys. If you want to ask a question on today's Q&A, all you need to do is click the Q&A button. If you're on a desktop, it should be at the bottom, but it could be at the top of your screen. If you're on an iPad or you're on another device, go ahead and click that Q&A button and drop your question in there right now. When I see about 7 or 8 questions, I will start answering those. It's first come, first serve. You guys got here first. There'll be other people logging in as we go, because we've got email reminders coming out right now that the webinar is starting. We got the Facebook group that webinars that are starting. Want to make sure and get all your questions there. Don't put them in the chat box. The chat box is so you guys can help each other. Maybe if somebody knows a tool or knows the answer to a question that gets asked, you can have some conversation live in the chat box, and we can help each other as well. But I will only be answering questions from that Q&A button. So click that Q&A button, type your question in. Carrie or Jocelyn, go ahead and type something in there just to give me a quick test so that I can see the button pop up and make sure that it is working. And also, too, if you have a success story, we want to hear your success story. What was your biggest win from last week, right? Maybe you got a blog post done. Maybe you batched up a bunch of blog podcasts for the future. Maybe you sold your first membership. Maybe you quit your job. Maybe you sold 100 memberships. I don't know what it is, but go ahead and share a big win from last week to go. I had a big win. Earlier this month, we just moved our education website, ushistoryteachers.com, over to Kajabi, and in 1 week, we had 150 new registrants in Kajabi, new members in that community. So I'm super excited about that. It was a really smooth transition over to Kajabi. We're still building out the product a little bit. We kind of launched about 80% done, but we're ready to go. So we said, let's get some members in. Let's let them find all the stuff that we forgot to put in there. And so we had a huge win. I'm super excited about that, man. Jocelyn and I love to celebrate our wins, and we love to celebrate your wins with you as well. And go ahead and post your question now. Do not wait until there is a stop in the action. If I run out of questions, this Q&A is over. So no lurking today. You're here. I see dozens of you right now are over in the chat logged in. So I want to go ahead and get you to answer your question. All right, a couple quick announcements. Most of you have probably seen since the last member call, we have switched over to the Kajabi community platform. We were having a lot of trouble with single sign-on with the embed that we were using inside of the community. And while it was a pretty good chat experience and a pretty good community experience, we just were not happy with the service we were getting from that plugin. Or we were not happy with how it was working. So we've switched over to Kajabi, and man, I wish we had done it sooner. I really love the way it's laid out. It's like a hybrid between a forum and a Facebook feed. So it's working really, really well. People can log on easily. They can get access to it on their phone, their iPad, or their device. People can go in and ask questions. Our team on the customer service side, they're getting a lot of, it's really easy for them to figure it out because we can send that to our customer service desk, so nobody's getting missed when they ask a question in there. And just like Carrie said, it is easy to search. The search function is phenomenal in the Kajabi community product. It's actually a separate product inside of the way that our platform works. So we are loving that. If you've not checked that out, go log in before we get off here and post a post in one of the general forums, the success forums, or the action plan forums, because you're going to love that experience. And it really is really good on your phone too. So you need to check that out if you've not. Carrie, I think they can get a Kajabi app too, right? And they can log in through the Kajabi app, and it works out really well. Yeah, cool, awesome. So you can download the Kajabi app, and you've got everything right there at the push of a button. And I see a bunch of questions coming in. Also, too, if you didn't get the email this morning, Jocelyn is about to open, or actually she has opened 6 spots in her coaching program. Jocelyn has a one-on-one coaching program for female entrepreneurs. This is for the ladies. Guys, you're out of luck right now. You have to wait for my next workshop. But Jocelyn's got some spots open this week. Last time she opened spots, it sold out in 48 hours. We were totally full. She's only opening 6 spots in her next cohort. This is one-on-one coaching with Jocelyn, where she will help you with accountability. She'll help you get unstuck. She'll help you take your business to the next level. It's an awesome deal. You get like 5 one-on-one sessions with Jocelyn. Plus, you get an app called Voxer where you can send Jocelyn asynchronous messages. Like if you wake up and you don't know what to do and you're in between those coaching calls, you can send Jocelyn a message and she will message you back, and you can ask daily questions. Pretty awesome program. Jocelyn's got a bunch of awesome ladies in there right now that are just crushing it. This is one-on-one with Jocelyn, and you can check that out now. So I'm going to have Carrie drop the link to that. I don't have it open right now. I'll drop the link to that in the chat box. If you check the chat out, she's getting the link. She's going to drop the pipeline to that where you can go and you can read all about Jocelyn's coaching program and sign up for that. She is keeping that open until Thursday. You can sign up for Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching until Thursday, which would be, what is today, the 14th? So that would be 14th, 15th, 16th. That'd be the 17th. And then her next cohort starts, I think, next Monday. This is only open for people in the Flip Your Life community. We've got emails going out, but you're right here on the member call. You're the first ones to know. And if you've not signed up for that, then check that out. So Carrie's going to drop a link over in the chat box to the one-on-one coaching program. I'm going to log into Kajabi too, so I've got access to all this. It starts next week. That's Jocelyn in the chat when you see Shane and Jocelyn as well. So let me go here. There's the link. All right. So Carrie, make sure we put Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching sign up on that. So click that link, check it out. Jocelyn would love to help you take your online business to the next level. We will also be dropping in a couple links. Membership Masters for October is being created this week, and it goes out next week to make sure that we can get that to you before the month starts, because a lot of great opportunities coming up for membership marketing in October. And we're going to do we got some spooky Halloween sales that we always like to have. I think October is the funnest marketing month because you can just be silly. Like Halloween is at the end of the month. It's perfectly positioned at the very last of the month as well. And it's just an awesome, cool thing and a fun month to be able to promote your membership, because you get to do a lot of goofy stuff and you don't have to be really serious. And I feel like 2020 has been really serious. 2020 is too serious, guys. We've been too serious around here, and we need to be less serious for the rest of the year in our marketing so we can actually have some fun and we can forget about all this nonsense that's going on in the news. So check that out. If you want to check out and sign up for Membership Masters, I do that too. But you definitely want to check out Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching. It will be gone in 48 hours. I have no doubt it will not make it until Thursday, because every time Jocelyn opens a spot, people snatch them up. So she's got 6 new spots. If you're already in her coaching program, you don't have to worry about it. You're going to continue on with the rest of your cohort. But this is her next cohort, and I believe it starts on the 21st. And she's got spots open now. You could probably get scheduled immediately as soon as she sends out the messages. So check that out over at the link in the chat box right now. Carrie, we could set up a redirect real quick too, maybe that says fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn or something, so I can say it out loud as well. Okay. All right, so I got 9 questions already. Love it. If you just logged on, welcome to the September member call for the Flip Your Life community. I was actually going to do something real quick. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds more. If you've posted a success story in the chat, please go ahead and put that in the Q&A box. Just type success in front of it. I was actually going to try to simulcast this in the Flip Your Life community Facebook group. Let me figure out if I can do that. They've moved it around on me. Let's see. How do I do that? It used to be on the video tab, video settings. I can't see where it lets me do that anymore. Does anybody know where they moved? Where you share it onto Facebook? I don't see it. Probably not going to do it then. Let me see here. Invite, share. We'll do it later. I was going to try and simulcast in the Facebook group so people could watch it there as well, but only people here could ask questions. But it's not going to work, so I'm not going to do it. All right, guys, I'm going to start answering the first questions again. Carrie, if you and Jocelyn could just remind people to go ahead and ask their questions. Zoom has messed me up where I'm not being able to figure out how to share this in a Facebook group. It used to be an easy button that was right in front of me, but I have no idea how to do it now. Does anybody know how to do that? Luke, let's see. Luke, grab that win and put it in the Q&A box so I don't miss it. Or Carrie, if anyone puts a win in there. I have no idea how to do this. All right, Zoom. We're going to have to do some new training. Zoom's letting me down here. It's all good. All right. We're already a mess. If this is your first call, welcome to the Flip Your Life monthly member call. I hope that I've not messed you up too bad. Trust me, it gets better. It's about to get better right now because I'm about to start answering questions. All right. 3, 2. Our first question today is from Kate. Kate says, hi, I am just starting out and I want to have my product ready to go. I would love some direction on how to organize an easy 1-week challenge. Okay. All right. The first question I would have, Kate, is the challenge going to be something that you use to get leads, or is it going to be something inside of your community? Like they join and they immediately do a challenge as soon as they come in. Is that what's happening here? I'm not exactly sure how you're using this challenge. I'll just go ahead and explain how to use both. And that way you'll have it. Oh, okay. You said in the chat, something that gets leads. Okay. So I'm still going to talk about it both ways. Okay. All right. So there's 2 ways to do the challenges. One, you can do it publicly. You can do it for free and it's designed to get leads. So it's something you can advertise. It's something you can share. It's something you can get your network to share for you. And it's a way to get people into your fold. Okay. If you did a 5-day challenge, let's say it's only going to be 5 days. Don't say 7. It's 1 week, but it's only 5 days. What would probably happen is you would create a sales process almost like a webinar. So the first day would be introducing the topic and giving them an easy win for the first 24 hours, right? So anyone that registers for this challenge, like maybe it's the, tell me your niche in the chat, Kate, but maybe it's the lose weight challenge. That's the easiest one to go with. Maybe it's, all right, the first thing you're going to do is clean out our fridge, anything, and clean out our cabinets. Anything that's in a bag, we're going to throw it away. We're just going to get rid of all the bad food, right? So it's something that someone can do the first day, get a quick win, and feel like, wow, I accomplished something. I'm going to stick to this challenge, okay? Then the next 3 days are basically designed for one thing. Keep giving, or they're basically designed for one thing, is to get people closer to joining your membership, right? So you might tell them a story, maybe your journey on the second day, right? And you inspire them with the result you've achieved or one of your clients have achieved so that they can go achieve the same thing. Now they're pumped up. They're like, wow, I got to win yesterday. I'm pumped up, heard all these cool stories today. That's amazing. The next couple of days are all about telling people the what to do of the process. Like, hey, we've got to clean up your eating. That might be day 3. Day 4 might be, hey, you got to work out and exercise. All right. Now, the 5th day is a true pitch. It's a webinar. It's designed to get people to take action and get out their wallet and buy your thing on the last day. But you've spent the whole week prepping them for that moment, right? So you gave them a quick win. They feel like they're in the right place. You told them a story, your story or someone else's story, but a story of transformation that this is possible. Now they're inspired. The next 2 days are telling them what they need. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do that. And then you sell them how to do it inside your community. So that's how you would lay out a 5-day challenge. If it was for getting leads, the entire goal is to teach them that they want your membership. And on the last day, you sell them your membership. You show them inside. You tell them more testimonials. And it's all about the pitch. Okay. All right. If you put a challenge inside your community, I've had this question actually a couple of times lately. If a challenge is how you kickstart people for retention, then it's designed to kind of basically spell out the first step of your process and to get them a win in the first month. So maybe the challenge is not necessarily 5 days. Maybe it's every Monday you do a challenge day and we meet and I tell you something to do and you come back next week and you did it. Oh, I got a quick win, right? Super easy stuff though. It'd be like post your idea in the general forum. Like that would be something that we would do if we did a challenge inside our community. So we sell a free trial. Now they're in, and we say, here's your 1 month challenge. You've got 4 tasks. I'm gonna give you a week to do each task. Week 1 is, post your dream, right? That's all you got to do is post in the forum. That's the win. We wait a week, and the next week is watch this one training, right? And then tell me something about that training, okay? And then week 2 is watch the next training. And now I've got momentum. Week 4 might be come to a Q&A. Okay, so I've created a challenge, but it's spaced out differently than it would be for free. In the free challenge, we find as many people as we can for the email list. We get as many of them as we can through the first week, and then we sell them what we're doing. Inside the community, a challenge would be for retention. You're trying to get people to retain. That's the whole goal. So it needs to be spaced out. You need to give them plenty of time. Let them get comfortable. Don't put too much pressure on them. And the goal is to get them for retention. So that's how you use challenges. If you want to get emails, if you want to set it up for people to join your email list, or if you want to use challenges inside of the community, it's a great way to get people to retain. All right, that was an awesome question from Kate. Love it. Good stuff. I've got a win here from John that I want to share. John says, John Fugler says, I am halfway there on recording my initial video content for my upcoming site. 15 down, 15 to go, 5-minute videos. The product is almost finished. Give a standing ovation to John for all the amazing accountability, productivity. He is taking action. He's halfway through. Once the product's finished, you get to start selling the product. That is absolutely amazing, John. Love it. Listen, product first, product first. Huge argument, chicken or the egg. We are always going to tell you, do your product first. Get your minimum viable product ready to go. Get it out there. Get it for sale so that you can start adding members to your membership. Love it. That is awesome stuff. Way to go, John. All right, don't forget, Jocelyn right now has one-on-one coaching spots. This is a ladies-only program for the community. Guys, I got your back. I'm going to be doing a workshop here in about a month. Okay, so in October, I'm going to be rolling open another membership, another workshop, so if you want some help from me. But this is a ladies-only program, but if you want some one-on-one coaching help, if you need some help, if you're stuck, if you're overwhelmed, there's a lot going on right now. If you're a mom out there with school starting back, and some of it's virtual school, and everybody's wearing masks, and it's all new to us, and there's a lot of stress that can impact the action that we're taking in our business. Jocelyn has got your back. She's been there. She's done that. She knows how to get through all of those mistakes, all those problems, all those challenges in her schedule. And she's going to help you by holding you accountable, by helping you come up with a strategic plan for the next 8 weeks, and then also helping you get through that plan. So check that out. We're going to drop a link in the chat right now for Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching program. She has 6 spots available. That's it. This is her next cohort opens next week. I think it's on September 21st. Jocelyn, you can put it in the chat if I'm wrong on that date. But you need to get signed up now before they sell out. You need to get scheduled before all those coaching spots fill up. So there's a link right now if you want to check out Jocelyn's. That might not be the right link. Check that again. That link might be, that's weird. Oh, that's straight to the page. Yeah. All right. So check that out. Oh, we got a new one. She's got fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn. Carrie's on fire. She's doing it fast today, man. But pasted it on. So check that out. Fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn, or click the link that's in the chat if you want to learn more about Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching program for female entrepreneurs. Those spots will be gone very fast. So check it out. All right. Our next question comes from Chrissy Reese. Chrissy says, oh, wait, no, I think that's Chrissy Reese. If I remember this correctly, Chrissy, tell me if I'm saying your name right. Is it Reese? Yes. Okay, I got it. All right. Nailed it. Okay. All right. How do you decide what should be your free content versus your paid content? I love this question. Like, we talk about RVing with our family, and our membership focuses on helping folks get started. We want our free content to be valuable, but not give away the whole shebang. Oh, man, you got to love a question that uses the word shebang in it. Do you have any tips? Why, yes, I do, believe it or not. All right, so let me tell you about the nature of content real quick. And this is really important for everybody, and it's a good reminder for anybody out there who's a content creator, which is what we all are. Content wants to be free. It's like a living, breathing thing. Like, once you create content, it's almost impossible for it not to eventually be free somewhere. And also, anything that you actually say out loud can probably be found somewhere else on the internet. I mean, the internet is huge, right? Like, we build giant gigafactories that cover 100 acres to store all of this crazy amount of data we all pump into the world. every day. We're drowning in data. We're overwhelmed by content. It's almost impossible to find the content that we want, even though it's out there probably somewhere for free, right? But that's the advantage that we have as leaders, as membership owners, as people who guide communities through a process. We can curate that content and organize that content into a step-by-step plan, and that's actually what we sell. So I say all that to say this: don't get caught up in what's free and what's not. This is a decision people struggle with. Usually anything you put out there for free can be for free. 99% of the people in your audience won't ever see that one piece of content. They might see some of your content, but they won't see every piece of content that you create. Your job in your member area is to create a blueprint, like the Flip Your Life blueprint, a step-by-step process that takes you from beginning your journey to the end of your journey. You are a lantern bearer walking the path with your member, and all you're doing is shining a light on the path to tell them which way to go, where the potholes are. And you're taking away that, hey, you could find all this on YouTube, but it would take you hours, and you're going to find conflicting information. You're not going to know what to believe. You're not going to know what to do. But listen, here's the blueprint. Follow it step by step, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm here for you if you want to ask questions. We got other people walking the path too, so you're not alone. You all can talk to each other. And that's what we do in the membership. So that's first and foremost, it doesn't really matter. Like, pick whatever you want. Now, you do need a plan to think about the content that's free to make it easier so that you got a framework to work in and you're not constantly racking your brain about this. So the rule that we have is free content tells you what to do. Paid content tells you exactly how to do it step by step. Okay. So an example of that might be, hey, if you want to lose weight, you need to eat right. That's what to do. You need to lift weights. That's what to do. And you need to do cardio and you need to sleep well. Like, those are the things you have to do that. Now, if you want me to teach you the blueprint for doing that, if you want me to show you your meal plan day by day, if you want me to guide you through your workouts and tell you exactly what to lift and what weights to pick up and all that, if you want me to tell you exactly how to get better sleep, you come inside and I'll sell you how to do that. So that's a good guideline, but don't get too caught up in it. If some of the how gets out, fine, it gets out, right? It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't really matter what you're doing because people don't want to do it alone. That's our big leverage from the membership standpoint is I'm doing this together. People want an expert that knows what they're doing. You're an expert at what you do, so you can put that out there. You can also share testimonials, case studies, success stories. That's a great thing that you can put out there that almost never reveals anything. Like, actually, if you look at the Flip Lifestyle podcast, look at our free content. We have a lot of how in the podcast. If someone asks me how to do something, I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to tell them what to do with their business, and then other people will hear that and may get an idea, but now they need what to do in their business, so they're going to come join. But we pick success stories from the community. We feature them on the show that inspires people. We answer questions about mindset. Those are great things to deal with. Like, you sell RVs, like, man, I got to invest in that RV. I don't want to waste my money. That's a fear. Overcome that fear publicly. And if you overcome that, they're ready to go buy. They're ready to come get your advice. They're ready to go do it. Review campgrounds, right? Travel reviews. That's an amazing thing that you could put out there. You're just showing where are we taking our camper this week? Oh, I want to do that with my family. Man, look at them roasting marshmallows in this video. Like, tell stories publicly. And then keep your process organized. The curation is actually what you're selling. Remember, museums don't sell mummies. They sell access to the mummy when you want to go see the mummy. You don't have to go to Egypt and go down in a tomb and dig through a pyramid to find the mummy. You just go to the Smithsonian and they give you a little thing to put on your head. And you go, oh, turn right at the George Washington statue and you'll find the mummies, right? So you go see the mummies. That's what you're doing. You're the curator. You're the organizer. You're the path. And you're going to be able to do it that way. So awesome stuff. And again, never worry about what content gets public, guys. Serve. Put your stuff out there. Every week, somebody different's going to listen. And that might be the week that they join. And you'll get it right. All right. Got a success story here from Paul. Paul says, I have 39 offers in Kajabi, and I figured out that 7 of them make 80% of the money. Ooh, getting some data over here, Paul. I made a switch. So I'm going to try to focus all of my efforts from Membership Masters strategies on those 7 offers to try to really focus in and get more members. That is an awesome, awesome job. Hey, that is growth, Paul. You are becoming a master online business owner now. You're looking at data, you're making decisions, and you're going out there, and not only that, you're making choices to say no. You said no to 32 items, and you're saying yes to 7. That's really, really hard, and that's a lot of growth, man. That is awesome stuff. So give Paul a standing ovation, man. He is evolving. He is becoming a membership master right in front of our eyes. It's absolutely amazing stuff. All right, guys, don't forget to put your question. If you have not asked a question yet, you can drop that in the Q&A box. It's got to be asked in the Q&A box. I thought I saw a question float by a minute ago. I am not going to be answering questions from the chat. I'm only answering it from the attendees who are here live on the Q&A box. So if you got a question about online business, make sure you ask it in there. And also, too, I want to hear your wins. Listen, some of you are sitting there right now going, oh, man, I got 5 emails last week. I just don't know if that's a big enough win. That's a huge win. Like if you got people to join your email list, you got real humans. Imagine if those 5 people were standing in the room with you right now. It'd be a little creepy because they'd be watching you watch this video, but they'd be there. They'd be humans. Those are real people that might buy your product someday. So these are real human beings. So I don't care how big, I don't care how small. What was the best thing that happened to you last week? I want to hear your success story. So make sure that you post it in that Q&A box right now, and we'll gather those as well. And also, ladies, don't forget, Jocelyn has 6 spots. I'm not watching the count. I'm betting somebody's already signed up, but she's got 6 spots right now available for her one-on-one coaching program. That is for female entrepreneurs. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to wait it out until I open something in about a month. But Jocelyn's got 6 spots right now ready for you ladies to help you. She'll provide accountability. She's going to help you create a strategy plan for the next 60 days, and she's going to help walk you through it. She's going to be available for you all the time on Voxer, and she's going to meet with you, I think, 5 times, 5 one-on-one calls with the Jocelyn Sams. That's pretty impressive. So check that out. Click that link over there, fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn. It should redirect you right to the information page. Yes, it does. I just clicked it. Looks good. And read about that one-on-one coaching program. Sign up. Go ahead and schedule your spots. It is going to disappear fast. This program sold out in 48 hours, I think, back in July. Like 2 days, it was gone. It was over. We emailed it out to the list, the members only this morning, and you were the first people to hear about it live right here on the air. So check that out. Sign up for her coaching program, and she will help you take your business to the next level as we go into the fall of 2020. All right, I'm going to go to Salima. All right, our next question comes from Salima. Salima says, is it possible for your lead magnet to simply be your free trial? This is a good question. Or does a lead magnet always need to be something that you create, such as a download or a checklist or a video, etc.? All right, so this is probably a mistake that we've made in the past. I wouldn't say it's a mistake. It's like, it's a path that we chose that we could have chose a different path maybe because it was still good. So the argument for a free trial as your lead magnet is that it will create a much higher quality list, especially if you require people to sign up for your free trial with a credit card. So we require you to sign up for our free trial with a credit card. You have to put your credit card information in, even though we're not going to bill you for 30 days. We make you sign up for the free trial with the credit card. We do that for a couple reasons. Number one, that allows us to put order bumps and upsells with the free trial. So I can put like for our free trial for my US History Teacher website, you could sign up for a free trial for 30 days. You put in your credit card information so we can verify your identity. We know you're a real person and not a spammer or a bot. We protect our community culture. But also, we have a little checkbox. If you check it, we can say, hey, we'll give you 100 worksheets for $29 that you can keep forever, even if you cancel your membership. That's called an order bump. So I got to get the credit card to charge the order bump, right? So we put an order bump. Then when they hit yes, they start the free trial. We go to an upsell page. Hey, I'll give you X% off if you'll sign up for an annual plan right now. That's an upsell page, right? Got to have the credit card to be able to do that. So it allows you to have more weapons to make more money in your armory, basically. All right. Now, you are going to get a lot less signups by requiring a credit card for your free trial because that is a friction. It is a barrier. It's people going, oh, is this person going to charge me? Is this for real? I don't want to remember to cancel. Like, you've got a lot of objections you've created that you're going to have to address on your order form to be able to get them to put that credit card in. The good thing about that is it kind of gets rid of all the freeloaders, right? That's people who are just looking for the free trial, never going to join your membership, just wanting something free, wanting to get in there and poke around and cause some problems, whatever. It kind of filters those out. So that's a really, really good thing, is having a free trial as one of your lead magnets, okay? Or as your lead magnet. We've been doing that for about 3 years. Pretty much every lead we've gotten over the last probably 2 or 3 years has been only free trials through that, because we made the decision to go a really high quality list, right? That's why our list converts so well in a lot of our offers, because everybody on that list has typed in their credit card mostly, right? Now, the problem is you are missing leads that probably could have led to sales. So I would probably not recommend doing that all out as just your only lead magnet. I would say you need some funnels that are like, well, here's a free course. Well, here's a free checklist. Well, here's a free thing. Like, we're actually building new pipelines and sales funnels right now. And we're going to run more ads to more courses, checklists, and things like that to kind of expand that list and be more exponential with our growth on our email list. Okay. So that's our goal, is to get more people on the list. And I think we're missing some people in there, even though our buyers list is really, really good. Now, the cool thing is, like, this is not an either or decision. Like, this question was asked, should I do this or this? You should do both. You should have leads where people can get a checklist. You should be getting leads where people can get a free course. You should have a free trial that requires people to give you a credit card. You should have all the above. Right. And these breadcrumbs should be left all over the place, like Hansel and Gretel trying to get home. You're trying to lead those people back to your membership. Right. On most of the time when I go on a guest appearance on a podcast, I usually promote our free trial. That's changed. Last couple of times I've done it, I've been pushing people like, hey, here's a free course. Hey, I got a free checklist for you. Hey, go do this. And we've been changing that to try to grow our email list more wide and make sure that we're not missing any of these leads. So they both have strengths. They both have weaknesses. We can, what's it called in investing? When you diversify, we're going to start diversifying our lead sources. I don't want to just do one thing anymore. Like, we were laser focused on that, but we have the capacity in the team to go wider. And I think that everybody needs free leads. Everybody needs free trials. Everybody needs all of the above, and to give ourselves the best chance that we can to get as many people on our email list as possible. Because this is a numbers game. The more people on your list, the more people that will join your membership. It's just a fact. You go get 100,000 people on an email list, I don't care who they are, 3,000 of them will probably join your membership, right? Because there's a percentage that will always take your offer. So do all the above. Don't get fixed on one. Don't try to figure out the best thing when you can easily do all the things and get all the benefit from that. Great question. Awesome questions today, guys. Amazing questions. All right, Colin's got a win in all caps here. Colin says, I didn't jump off a cliff after spending 3 days on one web page I was building and getting nowhere. Hey, listen, do you know how many times I've been sitting there at midnight, Colin, wanting to punch through? You ever seen that meme where the guy's punching through the computer screen? Who here has ever felt like punching through their computer screen when they couldn't get something working? Then they finally find the answer, and it's like something they should have noticed about 6 weeks ago, right? Like, I should have saw this 6 hours ago. Why didn't I see this? Right? But hey, listen, you wouldn't believe, Colin, how much of a win this really is. I can't tell you how many people have quit the Flip Your Life community because of one tech thing on one page, and they said, I can't do this. I give up. You didn't give up. That is a huge win. It was tongue in cheek, man. But I'm telling you right now, that was a really big deal, and a way to keep going and getting it done, man. And hey, listen, jump in the community. You can ask questions. We got plenty to do. Also, too, Colin is a Kajabi user. Kajabi's got a great Facebook page. They got 2 Facebook pages. One of them you have to have made over $100,000 to be in. It's called the Gold Group. And so once you hit that number, you can go in there. But then, like, there's another one called the Kajabi User Group. And we have found that that's actually almost as customer support's great for Kajabi. But when we can't figure something out, I can usually 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, post something in that Facebook group. And somebody's had the same problem I have. There's like 30,000 people in there. So that's a great Facebook group you might want to go look up. And Tanya's in there too. Tanya commented on one of my posts today. I was trying to figure something out. And it's an awesome, awesome group. So go in there and join that group. You use Kajabi support. They're super helpful. Don't wait for them. Top-notch stuff. The Flip Your Life community is available if you ever get stuck. And if you have not tried Kajabi, it's awesome. Like it's an amazing platform with tons of resources, and it's so much easier than anything else we've ever used. So go to flippedlifestyle.com/Kajabi, and you can actually get a 28-day free trial for Kajabi right there through our partner link. That's flippedlifestyle.com/Kajabi. We'll drop that link over in the chat as well. All right, our next question comes from Ben. Ben says, I'm all in on creating a membership. I have been doing one-on-one coaching, but I want to shift my focus to doing more group coaching in my membership. I'd still like to do higher ticket one-on-one, that's cool, along with my more affordable group option. How would you recommend that I launch that? How do you shift from one-on-one coaching to group and memberships? Let me tell you a little story about Ben too. Ben Pugh. Ben is one of the first people we ever met in the online business or internet marketing world. We went to a live event out in San Diego, and it was the first live event Jocelyn and I had ever been to, I think. And we met Ben. And Ben actually was in the room when the idea for Flipped Lifestyle was presented to the world, and we were talking to Pat Flynn and Chris Ducker about launching this place. So Ben has been, Ben, you might be the most OG of the OGs in the Flip Your Life community, dude. It's amazing. Love it, man. Love what you guys do too. All right. So the question is, how do I switch to the membership? Now, you don't switch, okay? You just add. You're adding the membership. You're just giving people more options to give you money. You've already got a coaching program. You're already probably building an audience. You're already creating content. Just get really excited about it and say, hey guys, you may not be able to afford working with me yet. That's cool. I have a new option that's going to give you X benefit, Y benefit, and Z benefit. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the bridge to get you to the next level. It's going to be the bridge that gets you to the place where you can afford to work with me or help me or whatever you can do to sell that. But you just add that, and basically you've created two tiers. There's a group tier, which is your membership, and there's a one-on-one coaching tier, which is what you already offer. And you can still do one-on-one. And what you're going to find, Ben, is if you offer a membership, you're going to have more one-on-one clients than you know what to do with. Right now, you've heard me say this today. Jocelyn has one-on-one coaching spots available right now. There's a link in the chat box right now. There it is, where you can sign up for Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching program. The reason that our coaching programs, every time we open the door, anytime we want one-on-one clients, we can open and close it in 48 hours, and we have people, we've got more people than, we have more people wanting to get in than we can actually take. But that's because we have hundreds of members behind that. Like our email list gets members, and our members, there's always 10 or 12 of those or 20 or whatever that need our help at the next level for a while. So it's going to create more opportunities for one-on-one coaches, better than you have before. You're going to find buyers on your list and buyers in your audience faster than you could ever fill your one-on-one coaching spots. So it's actually really beneficial if you're a one-on-one coach to have a membership option. We know people who have started memberships in the community who had thriving six-figure coaching things, and now they can't book as many spots as they've got. They don't have enough time anymore for one-on-one coaching. They're all booked up all the time because they have so many people coming into their membership and then moving to their coaching program that it's 100 times better. It's going to be easier to sell one-on-one coaching spots. So all you do, if you're a one-on-one coach, if anybody out there is coaching anybody in anything, I don't care if you're teaching guitar or teaching people marketing, it doesn't matter. Here's all you do. Think about the conversations that you have with your one-on-one people. I would bet that 80% of the things that you talk about all the time with your one-on-one coaches, 80% of it is the same thing from person to person. That's true. It's just true. 80-20 rule is always true, Pareto principle. And most of the time you'll be like, oh, you want to do this? Oh, you want to do that? Oh, I always say the same thing to the same people, the same one-on-one coaches. Now, there's going to be individual variables. That's the nuance, right? Between person to person. But 80% of what you're saying to all your one-on-one clients, I would bet my bottom dollar. That's a Kentucky saying, y'all. I would bet my bottom dollar from the holler, y'all, that is 80% of it is the exact same thing that you're saying to the same person. Take that and turn that into courses. That's the core of your membership. Now they can go in there. You can refer to that. You don't have to say the same thing over and over again. And then that 20%, right, is going to be what drives conversation in your community, what drives questions on your member calls, and what gets people to take your one-on-one coaching. Okay. So that's basically how you turn a one-on-one coaching program into a group coaching program. Sit down, write down the 12 questions that you answer over and over ad nauseum every day, and you're getting sick of answering them, right? Like those are the questions like people always ask us, like, how do I come up with an idea? You go watch the idea course. That was 99.9% of people asked me that question. That's why if you find a course inside of Flip Your Life Blueprint, that has been a question on one of these member calls. I guarantee it. Or it's been asked 100 times on these member calls, right? So we turned that into a course. There's part of our process. Now, the 20% drives conversation. You've got a membership tier. Super easy. And this can be created quickly. Like, honestly, think of the 12 questions that get asked the most to you. Record yourself answering those questions. Face the camera. Put it in Kajabi. Create a member area. Add the community from Kajabi. You now have a membership. You can now start charging $29 a month for it. Go. That's all you got to do. You take one weekend, record your answers to all those questions. You're done. Later on, you can pretty it up and you can make it good. But now you got a second tier. And your funnel should always be people that find my content, get on my email list. People that get on my email list, get in my membership. And people that get in my membership, come to my one-on-one coaching program. And you now have a second tier. That's how you do it, brother. Go get it. I know you're an action taker. I know you're going to do it. It's going to be amazing. And I would not recommend that you just totally give up coaching. There is a great place in your funnels for both. Okay. All right. We got a success story next up from Lori. Lori says, I picked my membership name, the Paralegal Club. That's what I'm talking about. Now I have to figure out what I'm doing with it. Hey, listen, sometimes picking the name or the domain can be a real sticking point for people, Lori. And you have now crossed the threshold. You are off the plateau. You have made a decision. So now you can just say, hey, well, I need a website. I'll just go get Kajabi and I'll build my website. Hey, I need a product. Well, what would people in the Paralegal Club need? Well, they would need XYZ. I make XYZ. Hey, I got to go find some paralegals to join this paralegal club, right? So you can go ahead now and you can start making and building and creating the things that they need. And just like I told Ben a second ago, like, what are the 10 questions you had when you were starting out in the paralegal world? Answer those questions. You've got your whole membership course ready to go. Get people in there and they'll be ready to rock too. So congratulations, standing ovation for Lori for knocking out her name. That is a hard decision to make. Do not underestimate that. It's going to get you unstuck and it's going to get you moving forward. Okay. All right, guys, keep posting those success stories. Hey, if I read your success story on air tonight too, or if you post one today inside of the chat box, also go put that in the Flip Your Life community. We're using that. We got that new community flowing now. We've left the old community completely. We're not even in those forums anymore, and we're totally 100% in the new Flip Your Life community forums. We want to see these success stories every day. Anything that happens good for you, go post it in there so that we can celebrate it with you and have fun, and we know what's going on in you, your life, and in your business. And also, too, don't forget, if you are a lady and you need some coaching right now, Jocelyn has just opened her next cohort. She has 6 spots available for her one-on-one coaching program for female entrepreneurs. You can go to fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn, or you can click that link in the chat box right now. You can check that out. Only 6 spots available. It's open until Thursday, but the last one sold out in 48 hours. Probably going to go on. So if you do want to work one-on-one with Jocelyn, if you need some help, you need some accountability, Jocelyn's a master of accountability. She's a master of taking all the overwhelm and turning it into a manageable list. That's what she does for me. That's what she'll do for you. So check that out, fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn. Sign up for that. We only sent one email, but it'll be gone by Thursday for sure. So check that out, fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn. All right. Our next question comes from Luke. What's up, Luke? Luke says, I finished my pilot program for my membership site. I want to offer these pilot program members a deal on the membership for half off of the regular price. Does this make sense as a way to say thank you for their time and their feedback? So it sounds like you did a beta group, a pilot program. I would assume this might have been people you already knew or people you knew would be a good fit. So you invited them to do it for free, basically. And now you want them to continue in the program for a regular price offer. So this is a weird one because you already let beta people in for free. Normally what we do is we let people in for the half price. That's how we sell the beta first. This is interesting because I don't know if I've ever done it this way. I would think that, yeah, I mean, the perfect world, you would want them to just be in there because they're kind of the founding members. I might give them an even bigger discount because they're founding members, like something like 25%. How many of them were there, Luke? Drop it in the chat if you could. I'm kind of glancing over there at it. More content is being added per month if that helps. So they only get a sneak. Oh, they only got a sneak preview. 25 people. I would give those people a huge discount because they're your first 25. I would probably, if it's $100 a month, I'd do $25 a month because, or at least I'd do $25 a month minimum. But I would get those people to stay. Like the goal of the beta group is to have people. You got to have seeds to grow, right? So you need those people in there, because without those people, you don't have conversation. Without those people, you don't get good questions so you know what course to create next. Without those people, you don't have the energy to keep going. So by hook or crook, I do anything I could to get them in there, man. I mean, I'm not that first group. It doesn't matter what they pay. We've got people in the Flip Your Life community on a legacy program. We're not even charging them, like from our very first cohorts of people who bought our courses. Like we told them, buy our course and we'll let you into anything we do for free, right? So we have legacy members that aren't even paying us. Them paying you is not as important. I mean, paying is important because it makes them pay attention. So that's good and keeps them active. But you just need those 25 people, man, to stick around, because you're going to need more information, more help. So don't be afraid to go really drastically discount on those first 25. Make them sign up. You know what I'm saying? Make them sign up so that you've got those people in with you for good. You need those first 25 people. I don't care what they're paying. It doesn't matter. Their worth to you is not in what they're paying you every month. That's probably true for the first 50 members, to be honest with you guys. It's to get them engaged and get them active and have a cohort of people to work with. So I might even charge a bigger discount. You could try 50%. That's a pretty good discount. I don't know what you're going to charge a month. But like whatever you can do to get them to stick around and get them to pay, do it. So your founding member crew, that clique is there with you. They're going to help you grow this thing. They're going to ask the right questions that you can't figure out yourself. And it's going to make a big difference in going on. So whatever you can do to get your first 25 members, guys, do it. Keep them. Doesn't matter. The money's not the thing in the beginning. All right. Our next success story comes from Justin. Justin says, I launched my SketchUp membership community on September the 8th, and I got my first 7 members. We got a membership that's been born, and it's out in the world, y'all. So give Justin a standing ovation over in the chat box on today's Flip Your Life community Q&A. Well done, dude. I know you're going to get a lot more people, and I think you said something about in the forums that you haven't even announced it to parts of your audience yet. So get that out there, man. You got an offer that converts. That's the most important thing that we learn from the initial launch. Will a human buy this? If multiple humans buy it, well, there's got to be more people like that out there. We just have to find them. That's your new mission, is find those next members of your community. Awesome stuff. All right, guys, got a lot more questions here to answer. If you've got any questions and you haven't asked it yet, go ahead and put that in there. Keep those success stories coming, man. Those fire me up. That gets me motivated. That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer your questions, but I'm also here to get fired up and get on Jocelyn's nerves for the next 8 hours, because I'm going to be so jacked up from all the energy in this room from getting out that win, getting those success stories. So make sure that you are sharing those as well so that I can read those on the air and then I can get fired up. And then if you have a success story, make sure you post it here. And if you got a question, go ahead and ask it now. Also, if you have not signed up yet, ladies, for Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching program, it is open right now. The next cohort kicks off, I believe, next week. And we are turning off the page on Thursday. That's about 72 hours from right now. So you better check that out. There's only 6 spots available. And once they are gone, they are gone. So go to fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn or click the link that's in the chat box right now. This is a members only offer. You get the access to Jocelyn because you are a member of the community. She's going to give you 5 calls, a strategy session, get you a 60-day plan, and she's going to hold you accountable for the next 60 days to make sure you hit your goals. She's going to take that overwhelm away. She's going to straighten everything out and organize it for you. So go to fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn to learn more about Jocelyn's ladies only coaching program. All right, our next question comes from Rachel. Rachel says, I'm a brand new member here. Welcome, Rachel. We're glad you're here. Glad you're part of the Flip Your Life family. She is from North Carolina. Got to love a Southern girl in the house. Oh, this is a success story too. Sweet. Success story. My success story is small but meaningful to me. I completed my plan, decided on an idea, and have a plan ready to go for the rest of this week. I have been active on the forums every day since I've been a member. Give it up for Rachel taking action and moving toward her dream and getting in the Flip Your Life community, getting active. Love it. Hey, listen, I love people who aren't lurking. I love my lurkers. I love you, lurkers. I know you're out there, but I love people that are taking action and commenting and posting and doing all of those amazing things. So well done, Rachel. That is awesome. She said, oh, shoot, didn't mean to send that yet. We might get part 2 of that success story here in just a few minutes. All right, our next question comes from Tanya. Tanya says, with the free course you recommended in the Membership Masters newsletter for us to give away, what do you recommend for our email sequence that goes out with it? Should there be one? Or are we relying on next week's sale to get them to purchase the membership? With the free, what is your free course, Tanya, that you're offering? Tell me that so I can have some context in your niche for that free course that you're giving away. All right. So I think what we're talking about here is using bonuses to either get people warmed up, claim your Calm course for anxiety, right? What we're talking about here is giving people bonuses, either to encourage them to join or to get them ready to offer you some reciprocity back. There should always be an email sequence with everything you do. I probably don't say that enough in the Membership Masters newsletter, which is my print marketing newsletter for memberships that I send out every single month to subscribers, or inside of the Flip Your Life community. Whenever we get someone to raise their hand, we need follow-ups that are related to the way that we got them to raise their hand. So if we shoot them a free course and we're like, hey, I'm giving you something for free, and we see people click it, and we see people consume it, and we see people take it, we need to follow up with those people like, ooh, they clicked the link. Ooh, they watched the course. Ooh, they did the thing. Hey, what else can I answer? Hey, everyone's always one question away from giving you money, right? So yes, you should have follow-up email sequences that go with that so that you can follow up with the fortunes in the follow-up. You want to make sure that you're following up with whatever they clicked on. Like if it's claim your Calm course for anxiety, you know that you've got someone that claimed it. You know they got someone that wanted that course. They signed up for it. They got it for free as the bonus. So they did that. Sometimes people will also join our free trial just to keep the bonus, right? But now you know where they are in your journey. So if I were to, let's say I gave away, okay, I'm going to look at this from an example from my history side. So like, let's say that I sent out a free thing that said Abraham Lincoln lesson plan or Civil War lesson plan, whatever it is. If they say yes to that on my email list, they opt in for it, I know the next thing they're teaching is the Civil War. You best believe I need to send them an email next week that says, hey, wasn't it fun teaching Civil War last week? Let me help you with Reconstruction. That's the next course that you have to learn in American history. I've got it. I got you under control. Oh, but you have to pay for it because I gave you the other one for free. If I was offering something for free, like that same lesson plan as an incentive to take the free trial, and someone clicked it and they signed up for the free trial, my retention sequence needs to mimic that. It needs to say, hey, you did an awesome job with Civil War last week. You're a member now. I got your Reconstruction lesson for you. And then the next week it needs to say, hey, you remember last week when you taught Reconstruction? Well, the next thing is the Spanish-American War. Hey, remember last week when you did Spanish-American War? I got you covered for World War I. So I can just keep them on that chain and follow up to either improve retention or to get them to actually go to the sale. The fortune is in the follow-up is always true. Like you don't make money online with your lead magnet. You don't make money online with ads. You make money online by getting a lead, understanding where they are, and then telling them what to do next. And you can only do that with follow-up sequences. So make sure you're always adding follow-ups to everything that you do, anything that you create, so that you can keep people in the right place at the right time and hopefully get them to retain or buy. All right, let's see here. Oh, that was from Rachel too. She's got her plan, better her idea, and ready to go. All right, so I finished up that one. I got your success story, Rachel. You got a question, ask that too, okay? All right, guys, our next question comes from Ariel. Ariel says, I've got a beta community open with 5 people inside. Woo! Well done. Standing ovation for launching that membership and getting 5 people. Give her a standing ovation over in the chat box. I'm wondering, what are the considerations for offering free trial versus low cost, even a few dollars trial period? I've heard several times that free trial conversion is much lower by percentage. It is, but let me give you, usually it is, I'll say that. So, but let me give you some math, and this I might have to take a couple times to do this right. Okay, so the question here is, why should I give people a free trial instead of a paid trial, which could be $1, $7, whatever, a low cost, like, you know, you just paid something, okay? All right, if you do a free trial that does not require a credit card, you will have a very, 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 very low percentage chance of converting them. It's going to be much lower, right? It's going to be higher than a lead magnet because you're giving them free trial, but it's going to be lower than a free trial that requires a credit card or a paid trial. That's true. As you charge more money, you'll get higher conversions. You just will. But it's a math. Again, it's a numbers game. Okay. So if I'm going to assume that you're doing a free trial that requires a credit card. I do not recommend giving people a free trial that does not require a credit card. I want to charge you at the end of the 30 days. Okay. So let's say we got a free trial that requires a credit card versus a free trial or $1 trial that requires a credit card, right? Let's say that the free trial converts 40% of people that sign up into members. Okay. And the dollar trial, we'll say, is a little higher. We'll say it's 55% or 60%, whatever. Now, these numbers aren't going to be perfect, so if I get this wrong, math people, don't yell at me. All right, but let's imagine, because this one's free, and I've that psychological barrier of cost, I get 100 people to sign up for the free trial, and 40% stay. I'll take that. That's pretty good. But let's say just that mental edge of requiring money over here, I only get 25 or 30 people to take that dollar trial, because there's that mental thing about money leaving your hand. It's a really big difference. Even $1 is different than zero. I'm telling you, it's a huge difference. We've tested this, right? And now I've only got like 40 people, only half of them. So I only kept 20 over here, but I got 40 members over here. I'm going to take 40 members, right? So it's a much broader equation than just how many people renew. It's how long do they stay? How many more people take the free trial versus the dollar trial? There's so many other numbers that need to go in there to evaluate that. The only way to know is test it. Like, we tested dollar trials versus free trials for over a year. And at one point in the curve, dollar trials won, and we stayed with dollar trials for a while. But then we realized so many more people took the free trials, we were winning in the end. It was easier to pitch when I was on podcast interview. There was a lot of variables that just said, hey, free trials better. Okay. Now let's talk about when to do free trials, period. You need to offer free trials when people, in one of two circumstances. People either don't know you, they don't trust you, and they need to get to know you, right? Which is usually the case for most businesses. Or you offer a free trial when people don't understand what you're doing. They don't understand the process. Like, people don't get how you make money online. So giving a free trial is really easy for us, because they can come in and we can teach them how to make money online really fast and say, yeah, this works. Look at all these stories. And then, or if they don't know us, right, they're ready to go. They got to get to know us. They got to build trust. All right. A dollar trial works when you are a paid trial. Let's say a paid trial. A paid trial is more for when you want to filter out other people. Like, when you only want really super high quality leads. You're not really worried about volume. You want to make sure the right people are getting in. That's when you use a paid trial or even a join fee. Okay. So I would guess that most people should start out with a free trial. I think you should test paid trials as promotions. And then once you do that, you'll figure out which one works absolutely the best for you. But the easiest way to do it is just do a free trial. Now, if you do a free trial that does not require a credit card, okay, get ready. You're going to get like a maybe 10% conversion rate on that. It's not going to be good, because everybody and their brother is going to just jump in for anything, right? And that becomes hard on customer service. That becomes hard on follow-up. And I've just not found that that's worth it. Although I could see versions of it, like maybe free trial for some of the courses or something like that. But I would never, ever, ever let anyone in my community, to protect you guys, to keep our culture strong, I would never let anybody in the community without at least verifying the identity with a credit card. Okay. Awesome stuff. Let's see. Got another win here from Luke. Luke says, my win, I finished my second module in Kajabi, one more to go, and the membership goes live. Get that thing done today, brother. Go get that thing today, man. Awesome stuff. Getting that close to your product getting done. Awesome stuff. All right. Let's see here. All right. Also, too, on that, Ariel, that question that you just had, one more thing I want to say about that. I don't like statements that start with, I've heard, everybody says, I read an article once and it proved it forever. Like, be careful what you got to look at online. Get ideas from everybody. Magician's hands, man. Watch the magician's hands. See if you can figure out the trick. But here's the deal. Just because it didn't work for someone else doesn't mean it won't work for you. I've seen people do things that we would never do, and they kill it. Like, I know people that have $1,000 join fee to come into their membership, and in their space, they kill it. If I tried to put $1,000 join fee on the Flip Your Life community, it would just crash and burn. So, like, get ideas. Don't worry about the results for other people unless they're in your space and they're your clone, right? But don't worry about that. Like, figure it out. Look at especially something that close, like, oh, but this one gets 50% and this one gets 40%. Well, figure out which one you like. Test them both, and you'll make it happen. And Ariel also has a win. Win said open beta group. Listen to this, guys. Ariel sent a list of 16 people, her offer, and she got 5 purchases. Oh my God. That's 16 people on an email list, and she got 5 members out of that. That's incredible. That is an absolutely incredible number. This week, we've had almost 30 new opt-ins, and they've been from all over the country. Guys, don't be afraid to launch. It doesn't matter when your list size is. We're the Glacier, not the Prairie Fire. If you sell a member every day for a year, one person a day joins your membership every single year. 7 people a week. You've got 365 members by the end of next year, times $50 a month. Do the math. Look how much money that is. It's crazy. And like, I love the courage here of just sending it out. 16 people, who cares? We're going to get 5 people to join right now. That is absolutely amazing. And that deserves a standing ovation over in the chat room. All right, guys, I want to remind you again, a couple things here real quick. You can get a 28-day free trial from Kajabi right now with our partner link at flippedlifestyle.com/Kajabi. We're going to drop that link over in the chat box as well. If you are just to the point where you're ready to get your website going, you're ready to put your membership together, you're ready to have a place to host your membership, all your sales funnels, all your customers, all your email list, everything is in one place under Kajabi. We researched a ton of different programs for about 6 or 7 months to figure out what was the best thing we could recommend to our members. We are using Kajabi. We've moved all of our businesses over to it right now. We're unwinding from our old system, and we absolutely love it. And you can too. Go to flippedlifestyle.com/Kajabi, and you can get a 28-day free trial to try it out yourself. And also too, Jocelyn has 6 spots available for her one-on-one ladies only coaching program. She has just opened that today. It closes on Thursday this week. The first sessions go live next week around September 21st, and they will sell out. So you need to check that out if you need some one-on-one coaching support. You know, and we do these in sprints. These are 8-week sprints. That's how we sell our coaching. We're always sitting in the community, waiting, helping, doing things. And when we see somebody who's ready for that next level and they're ready to make a sprint and they're ready to go get that next goal, we're there available for them to open up. And Jocelyn's available for you right now. Go to flippedlifestyle.com/Jocelyn and you can sign up for her one-on-one coaching program before somebody else does, because it will sell out. I promise you, it'll be gone. All right, our next question comes from Kevin. Kevin says, we just built out our new membership area and went live last week with existing clients. I knew I needed some sort of community, but I just didn't know the significance of it. Thanks, Shane, for identifying that people join for the content, but stay for the community, friendship, and the trust. Ooh, I love the trust word in there. I need to put that in there in mind when I start saying that, Kevin. I might steal that. I'm going to steal it from you. I'll give you credit twice, and then it's mine. It's gone. I'm putting trust in my sins. Okay. All right. I now see where this can go. Now for the building a list and attracting the leads. What's your thought on adverts? You're in the UK. That's where you are. Adverts versus regular social media posting. Okay. So we believe in a diversity of traffic sources. We believe that there is great value in organic traffic. That's traffic that you create on your website. Through researched SEO, like you see what people are actually looking for, and you do content based on what your audience is actually looking for very strategically every week, and you're getting that search traffic. We believe in organic social traffic. Now, for social media, we believe that engagement is the most important thing. That's something we're working on right now. How do we get people more engaged with our social media, the free version of social media? But you also need advertisements. So this is not, not an either or question, Kevin. You need all of them working together to be able to create enough leads coming in to your business to start filling your membership site. Number one, you've got to be a content creator. Like, I don't know what kind of content you create. You've got client work. And I was reading a little bit about your story in the community earlier, but we'll go down that rabbit hole. But I want to know, what kind of content do you create? Do you have a podcast? Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have blog posts? Like, what are you doing for content right now? And then how can you make that strategic so you start getting organic traffic? How can you use social media to promote your content? That's what we use social media a lot for, is to promote that. Like, hey, we got a new blog post. Hey, we got a new podcast. Hey, we got a new something else, right? And then how can you use ads as fuel to the fire? Like, so imagine that, let me do a campfire analogy here. So imagine your content is like gathering the wood, right? You can't have a fire without the wood. Well, you can't have an audience without content. It's just not possible. So you're kind of gathering the wood, right? Social media is kind of like the fire, right? You're trying to get the fire lit, you know? Like, anybody got a match? Who's got a lighter? People come running. Social media, right? Go with me here. I'm going somewhere with this. And then, like, so you got, like, that's it. And then ads are like fuel. Like, you put in extra kindling or one of those fire starter logs or pour a little lighter fluid on it, right? Like, it makes the fire bigger, brighter, hotter. You need all three. Like, nothing's works independently. If you just leave the sticks there, they're not going to burn. If you just leave the fire that you started with the social media alone, it's going to burn out, right? Like you need to constantly replenish and add more fuel to the fire through ads and things like that to kind of grow it. So it's not an either or, it's an all of the above strategy. And it always starts with content though. You are a content creator. So what content are you going to create? Answer that first. What social media platforms are you going to focus on? Like we primarily focus on Facebook. I do some Twitter. We do other things. We post in other places, but we focus on one thing at a time. And then ads are really fuel to the fire. We mostly use ads for warm traffic. We will upload our email list or we will show ads to our following on Facebook, the people who follow our pages. But we don't really go totally into cold traffic yet. We're getting more into that. So cold traffic ads are one of the only way you can get new people in, right? You can pay to put your stuff, your content in front of other people. So maybe think of ads more as the cold strategy that kind of brings people in and then stokes the fire when you go. But focus most of your energy right now on content and social media so that you can build that up and then you can kind of enhance it with all of the ads. Okay, great question. Awesome stuff. Kind of a chicken or the egg thing. What do I focus on first? But really the answer is always focus on all of them. Okay. All right, let me see if I got any more success stories down here. All right, we've got a podcast win from Colin. Colin says, I recorded 5 podcasts with 2 of my clever colleagues. I have to trash them all. Learning point, you have to prep for the interviewee. In the past, I've interviewed prime ministers and bands and stars who always have a purpose for being interviewed. They want to make their points, and they dare not goof around because 1 million people are watching them on TV. My interviewees guys came in, more or less said, you're the guy. What do you want me to say? And it was a big ramble. So I got the win from recording the podcast, and I got another win. I learned how to be a better podcast host, and I created a sheet of instructions for all future interviewees to get. I love it, Colin. That's an amazing lesson to learn early. It's funny. I've done, gosh, I don't know how many podcasts I've done in my life, but like I think between Membership Masters and the Flip Lifestyle podcast, we're somewhere getting close to 400 or 500. I don't know exactly where it is, what number we're on. And I had another podcast called the Coach XO Show. I did over 100 episodes of this podcast one time called the Bible Business Plan. And I got all kinds of podcasts. I've done a lot of podcasts. But, man, I'm like an airplane pilot with that podcast. I have a list. It's a bulleted list. It's the same as the form that people fill out to be on the show. You're going to think about those questions before you get here. I'm going to go down this list as I go to make sure I don't miss anything. And I look at the list because without the list, the airplane crashes. So that is something that never goes away, man, from episode 5 to episode 500. Best tip of the day from Colin, use your podcast list. But good job getting those batched up. And, hey, man, learn every day. Learn every day. That's how we do it. That learn is a success story. It's going to pay off down the road, my friend. All right, our next question comes from Justin. Justin says, I've already got a pretty successful online course in my space. It's selling pretty much on autopilot. I don't have to do launches or anything like that. Are you running ads, Justin? That's pretty amazing. What are you doing to get the traffic? Is that coming from organic traffic? It's interesting. Now I have a membership as well that I just launched. I was initially concerned that by adding a lot of training to my membership, I'd be cannibalizing course sales. But I think I've decided to just let the course keep selling and push future marketing and content creation efforts toward the membership and see which does better. Is there a reason I can't sell both? There is no reason you can't sell both. But what you need to do is you need to create some circular marketing, okay? So imagine, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll try to describe this on the podcast or whatever this ends up on. I don't even know where this goes anymore. But like, imagine you're looking at a circle. So my fingers are making a circle right now around this thing. And like, you see my nose right there? Imagine my nose is the course, right? Okay, so if someone buys the course and they come down here to this microphone part, right? I need to, on the thank you page, sell the membership if someone buys the course. And if someone buys the membership, I need to upsell them into the course. So I need to create a circle between those two things to where the nose and the microphone are always finding each other, right? So that's what you have to do. You have to use them to sell each other. Don't think of them as either or. If your course is going well and it's awesome and it's related to your membership, the thank you page is always the next sales page, right? The thank you page is not the end of the journey. It's not, hey, thanks for buying that. I'll call you later, right? No, it's the beginning of the next sales funnel. That's what the thank you page is always, period. So you can create some circular sales that way. Anyone who gets your course, they're going to end up in your membership. Anyone that gets the membership, maybe they don't have the course yet. They can buy the course. Now, I do think there is a strong argument for putting all your content in your membership area and just getting people in. How much is your course, Justin? Put that in the chat box real quick, just so I've got some reference. How much is your course and how much is your membership? Type that in for me. The course is $497. How much is the membership? Membership is $99 a month. Ooh, interesting. Like, man alive, dude. I mean, you could almost put that course in the membership and give them both options. Hey, you know, like you could get tons of members that way. But anyway, let's keep it simple right now. There's probably an argument for you to put that course and that membership together later. But you can just position it as accountability for the course. Hey, you bought the course. You need people to do this with you. You need the guy who made the course to hang out with. Join the membership for $99 a month off the back end of that. If anyone finds the membership separately, the thank you page, I would upsell them into that course. I would put, so if you're member, say I join your membership and it's $99 a month, what I would, on the thank you page, I would say, hey, good job. You bought my membership, but you really would love this course and it's normally $497, but you know what? You've already paid me $100. I'm going to give it to you for $397. So you make the same amount of money up front as you would for selling a course, right? But now you have a monthly member, so you're going to get the next month, the next month, the next month, the next month. And it's going to position that probably where it feels like they're not paying anything else because they already gave you a bunch of money, right? So put those two sharing each other, selling each other. Let that, don't disrupt the course. Don't break it until it's broke, right? When it's not working anymore, you can mess with it. It's working right now. Just stick on the thank you page, a one-click upsell into your membership. Okay. And then on the thank you page of your membership, if someone doesn't have the course, one click upsell the course. And now you can start spitting out more money. That's going to give you a raise as soon as you set it up. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Love it. These are great questions today, guys. All right. Our next question comes from Jill Fox. Jill Fox is in the house. What's up, Jill? My agency business has grown so much this year that I need part-time help. That makes me happy. Tell them, Jill, we had a success story a couple of weeks ago from Jill and her, something like, since she's joined the Flip Your Lifestyle community, she's like 5x her business or something insane. And it wasn't even the one she was originally working on. So it's awesome. How do I find and hire a good VA? To make this question harder, I live in California, which has the AB5 law requiring most 1099 contractors to be classified as employees. I can't afford a full-time employee. Help Shane. That's what she said. All right. Okay. So a couple things here. I don't know about this law for 1099 contractors. I don't think you have to fill out, if I remember correctly, when we were using overseas VAs, I think you just count that as an expense. I don't think you make them fill out a 1099 because they are overseas, so they don't file taxes or something like that. So, if my memory serves me, maybe you could look overseas. Maybe you could go through a service. No, Lori says no. Is that right, Lori? Do they fill out a 1099, Lori? I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. So here's what I would do. One, I would go overseas and look for an overseas VA. They're half price. And if you do have to fill out anything for taxes or follow that law or whatever, then do that. Okay. The second thing I would say is you probably can afford more than you think you can. I would put out privately, locally. I would hire someone local, just put part-time. Like if you can work 20 to 30 hours a week, like, you know, if you can pay for, what can you pay for? Like how much can you afford right now a week? How much can you afford to pay a week, Jill? Tell me. We're gonna have to get some more information. All right. There's an awesome thing Lori just posted. See, this is why we have a community. Shane don't know everything, but Lori does. And she's got all the stuff about the bill. How much can you afford a month right now, Jill? Tell me how much you can afford to pay a month for an employee. How much can you pay a month? We're going to sort through this. I'm here for you, Jill. We're going to figure it out. This might make a terrible YouTube video, but it's going to be an awesome answer to the question. Is Jill here still? Okay. Well, let's say that Jill can afford $1,000 a month for a person. So if you divide that by $20, this is how we decide how much we can hire and if we got to do part-time or full-time. Let's say I've got $1,000 a month. Can't afford a full-time person, but I can afford $1,000 a month. If I divide that by $25 an hour, which is pretty good wage, that's 40 hours. That's 10 hours a week. You could probably hire someone local for 10 hours a week. And the 1099 form or anything else, like that's just, they have to pay taxes. I mean, people have to pay taxes. So you put the tax on them. Right? Like it's not a W-2 employee. You're not paying the taxes on them, right? If you list them as employees, see, I don't understand how all the tax stuff works. All right. This one's probably above my pay grade, Jill. We're going to have a conversation in the Flip Your Life community. Okay. As a biz in California, you have to comply with the law or the regulation regardless of where you hire people. I think that the law applies to Californians, and there are 1099 people that are creating businesses in Nevada. Okay. I'm going to attack this from a different angle. Okay. I'm starting over. Hit refresh. Okay. All right. I'm starting over from a different thing. I'm going to attack the mindset you can't afford an employee. Okay. I don't think you have all the information. When I started my business, I had it in my head that I could not afford health insurance for my family without an employer saving me and paying for my health insurance. This was a mindset issue. All I had to do was research it. I had to say, how much money do I have? How much does it actually cost? And I had to go get the information and overcome that fear so that I could quit my job and go get a new job as a self-employed online entrepreneur, right? You can hire people. You may have to pay taxes, and that may have to figure into the equation. But if you've got $500 extra a month, you can hire someone for 5 hours a week. And if you have to classify them as an employee, you pay taxes. But what if that 5 hours a week frees you up to go get an extra client? And then you go out and make $5,000 extra a month because you hired someone. This is a mindset issue that I'm hearing. Actually, I don't know the particulars. I'm not even going to try to guess. I don't know what you're doing. But it's not about if you can afford it. It's how do you go out and afford it, right? Go get another client and pay all that money into that person for the taxes. Go out and look in the marketplace and see what actually people charge hourly in your local area for the job you want them to do. Like, what do you want them to do? You can afford something. I would say you can afford either a 10-hour-a-week employee or a part-time employee for 30 hours a week. But it's the mentality here of, the state, the mean old California require me to make them an employee. Well, that means they're probably going to tax them, right? I'm guessing that's what that is. So fine, figure that into your equation. What can you afford right now? How much can you pay out in a month? Maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 2,000. And then go and say, well, if this person is an employee, California is going to tax me X dollars. So take that out of the equation. Now I've got this much left. This is how many hours I can afford right now, and I'll improve it. And then go out and say, okay, now I'm going to go get another client that's going to pay for that employee, right? So there's a lot of discussion going on right now of how this works. I don't know how this works. I don't care how this works. If you want an employee bad enough, you will say, I'm willing to give up some of my money now to free up capacity so that I can go make money later. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, we had just hired someone. And we were freaked out because this was a full-time W-2 employee, right? But then we looked down and said, man, if we hired 2 more people right now, we could blow this thing up. We got an opportunity with this pandemic. People are going to be home. People are going to be online. We can't let this opportunity pass because we're afraid. Oh, but what if the pandemic? What if your money dries up? What? No, we need the employee now. What can we afford? How much can we afford? Well, this is the salary. How much is the government going to take out of that with taxes and insurance? I don't care. Minus it from the salary. That's the new salary. Like, go find that person that fits that job, right? We hired 3 people from March to April of 2020 at the height of the coronavirus pandemic when the entire economy was collapsing. But we didn't care about all we looked at was the real world variables, what we wanted, and then we went out and found what we could afford, right? And that's what you got to do right now. But again, who cares about taxes, guys? Don't worry about what the government's doing. Worry about what you're doing. Like, it's like saying, well, I make $100,000. I don't want to make 150 because they'll tax me more. Bull crap. Go make 400. Then you still make more money, no matter how much they tax you, right? So if you need part-time help, figure out what you can afford. Don't tell me what you can't afford. Figure out the laws and how it impacts your tax position, and do the math. And then go hire out what you can actually do. Okay. All right. Interesting conversation. Again, that was above my pay grade. But I want to make sure that you don't take any advice from me on tax advice, because I clearly did not know what I was talking about a minute ago. But I think that's a mindset issue. I hate it when people say I can't afford it. I used to say that. I hated myself for saying it, right? And I just like, how can you afford it? What does it mean in your taxes? And then go do it and go find a way to do it. You can get it. You can afford people. Okay. All right. Next question comes from Steve Newland. Steve says, as we open the doors to our beta membership, do you have any tips for getting activity going in our new community when there's nothing there to begin with? I'm assuming you mean conversation like in your forums. Also, is it best to create topics that fit our training or topics that focus on other things? You've got to be the leader in your community, Steve, for the first 6 months. You've got to be coming in every day and starting a new discussion and then emailing it to your members, and reaching out to people and say, hey, I'd love for your opinion personally on this. I think you'd be a good person to answer. Like, you've got to drive conversation, right? Until your members realize that it's okay. Everybody can go and start conversations. It's your job. You're the leader of the community. It will eventually, once you reach critical mass of members, start taking over itself, right? But you have to do things always to kind of encourage people. Like we say, hey, go post your success story, right? After member calls, we always get a bunch of those posted because you hear me talking about it here, right? Hey, go ask a question. Like, you've got to spur the conversation on. That's your job. The topics really don't matter. Like, try to pick mindset issues or general questions, that most people in your space, which is goat farming, that's what they actually talk about, right? Like, make sure that it's something like, what's a common question that everybody asks? What are the 10 questions that everyone asks? Like, write those down and start one every day, right? Don't be afraid to ask the same question twice. But for the first 6 months of your membership, you're going to be responsible for leading and starting and stoking conversations to make them kind of get going. But it can be fun things. It can be funny things. You can inspire them. You can engage with them. You can entertain them. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is as long as you're the one doing it. And then recognizing when the conversation kind of starts taking a life of its own, like, get out of the way. Just slowly start getting out of the way, and you'll see that all the conversation will happen there. So make sure that you're the one leading it, you're the one starting it, and you're the one that actually is responsible for getting all the conversation going. Make sure you're promoting conversations in your email list, and make sure you're pushing that in any Facebook groups you might have to get them back into your community forum, and just take ownership of it. And listen, you may have to talk to yourself. Like, you need to get you and your wife, and like, you start a question and she comments on it, and that kind of gets, it's like a 5th grade dance, right? Like, everybody's sitting on the wall, just looking around going, you're the first one there, and you're like, dang, man, I'm the first one here. And then like 3 girls walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, it's just me and them. Nobody's gonna, what am I gonna do here, right? And then 5 other guys show up, and you're like, thank goodness. Oh, there's more people here, more dudes. Oh, it's not so, okay, I'm not so nervous now. And then more girls show up, more guys show up, and finally some kid gets the courage to go break the ice. You got to be that kid. That's your job. You got to break the ice, and you got to keep breaking the ice, and you got to stay out there 2-3 songs before anybody else gets off the wall, right? And you're like, come on, guys, what are you doing here? You're looking over at your buddies going, and like, you're just waiting and everybody's in it. But then finally 2 or 3 people come on, 3 or 4 people come on, everybody comes on, and then you go sit down and have a glass of punch. Okay. All right. That's how it works. 5th grade dance. That's how you lead your membership. That's all you got to do, man. Awesome stuff. All right. Jill's back in here. I want to circle back around to Jill's question real quick. Jill says, I'm concerned about workman's comp leave, paid sick time, vacation time, and being required to pay them hourly. Okay, look, I get it. I understand that. I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about it every day. And I got W-2s, employees, right? Like, it's fine. I get it. I get all that. But it's still just math, right? Like, you need help. You need part-time help. That was your job, is to recognize that as the CEO of your company, right? You've grown to a point where you need help. You've done this year, Jill. You've went straight up, hockey stick crazy, right? And now you're recognizing, I need help. But here's the problem. You didn't need help about back here. And you're like, ooh, I'm making a lot of money. Okay, well, now you've reached the point in the stock market graph where you have to say, yep, I got to give some of that up. Because I'm going to go hire someone so that the next hockey stick happens, right? You got it. You're going to have to give up a little now of the good to get the great later, right? You need help. So go do the math. What would it cost to hire someone for 20 hours a week with workman's comp, with leave, with sick time, with vacation, and hourly? If I accepted that responsibility, what would that cost? Do the math, figure it out, talk to your accountant, talk to your CPA. Now you have data, and you say, well, okay, that costs $2,000. Now the question is, can I afford it or can I not? Am I willing to sacrifice it or not to get something better? Then you make that decision, right? And you go on. Or you say, nope, I got to slide that down here. If that's what it's going to cost with all these taxes, these are the rules. The football field is 100 yards long. It's 53 1/3 yards wide. There's 10-yard end zones. My plays get drawn up based on the football field, not based on what I want the football field to look like, right? So go figure out what the football field looks like. What does the grid look like? Draw your play inside of that, And then you can decide what you need and what you want. Do you go overseas? Do you come overseas? I still would believe that hiring maybe overseas would be different a little bit, but figure out what you can afford. And then don't say, I can't afford it. Say, how can I afford it? And then hire help, right? You may be at a place where if you don't hire help, Jill, you don't grow anymore. And that's not good, right? Or maybe you're just back up a little bit. Maybe you fire one client and you say, you know what? I liked it back over there when I didn't need anybody and I wasn't overwhelmed and I didn't need part-time help. I'll just stay here and focus on my membership. You can do that too. So go figure out what size the football field is and draw your play inside of that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Max of $1,000 a month. You can afford somebody, Jill. Just go figure out the hours. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Can't afford a 1099 contractor. Jill, we need to talk. Let's see here. All right, next question is coming from an anonymous attendee. You anonymous attendees out there, when you register into these Zoom calls. All right, anonymous attendee says, I have an idea for my business, but I feel my idea is oversaturated by people who know more than me. Should I change my idea or move forward? That is an assumption that is totally wrong. It is your idea is never oversaturated. There may be people in your space that know more than you, but that's not why people join memberships. There are plenty of people who know way more than me and Jocelyn about online business. I'd bet has to be, right? There's always a bigger fish. I don't care how big the fish gets. So there are people that know more than us, but the reason you're here is probably because you like us, probably because we have enough of the information you need to get to your next level. And you enjoy our community. You enjoy the people that we're hanging out with right now on this member call. You enjoy the people that we hang out with in the Flip Your Life community. You love the guests that come on the Flip Lifestyle podcast every week. And that's why you're here, even though we are in an extremely saturated market, making money online. Everybody's trying to do that, right? And there's probably people smarter than us, but you're here. You bought it, right? I bet there's probably a scholar from Harvard in history that wrote a better textbook, right, than I did. But you know what? I bet I'm making more money than the professor at Harvard because I made an awesome curriculum that I sell to U.S. history teachers all over the country. If nobody cares if it's the best. Who wrote this? Who wrote these lesson plans for U.S. history teachers? Was this that scholar from Harvard that knows everything about it? They don't care. They care that it does what they say it says it does, and it gets them a result, and that they don't ever have to plan a lesson plan again, right? So it's a lie, one, that there's an oversaturated market. You only need 100 people to pay you $50 a month to make $60,000 a year. There's 5 billion people connected to the internet. They're putting satellites in space right now to give free internet to the other 4 billion people on the planet. You ain't going to run out of people, right? There's no such thing as an oversaturated market. You only need 100 people, pay $50 a month to make $60,000 a year. And your personality, your style, the way you create your products is what actually builds a community around that of like-minded people, right? So no, your idea is not oversaturated. And yes, people probably do know more than you. When I launched my first product, it was a playbook for football coaches. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my football career if you don't know anything about my background. I coached college football. I coached at a couple big high schools and was an assistant on the freshman team and stuff. So I saw some success early in my career as an assistant or as a graduate assistant. And then I was a head coach. In my first year as a head coach, I went 0-10. I lost every game, and we didn't just lose, people. We got beat 60-0. We got running clocked in the first half, 8 out of 10 games. That's how I kicked off my head football coaching career. Now, if you can't tell, I was no Bill Belichick or Nick Saban. I was not out there winning Super Bowls with Tom Brady. I was getting my face kicked in every single week. Okay. And then the second year we won 2 games, but one of them was because the team forfeited. We actually won 1 game, right? So we were 2-8. Okay. And then, I went to another school as a defensive coordinator. We were 3-something, I think, one year. We were 5-5 one year. And then we turned the corner and we started 6-5, 7-3, 8-2, making the playoffs, right? That was my journey, but I'd never been to a state championship. I'd never dominated anybody. There were infinitely more people in the space that knew more than me. But my style of defense, the defense that I created for high school football, my personality in my videos, the way I talk, I was accessible. Like, you can't go talk to Bill Belichick, the head coach of the Patriots, but you can go talk to Shane Sams, the head coach or defensive coordinator of that county school next door. You know what I'm saying? So even though it was a saturated market, saturated, even though there was a lot of people in the market, even though a lot of people knew more than me, I made thousands of dollars selling playbooks to coaches who wanted to talk to somebody, who needed someone that had been there and done that and was just a little ahead of them, right? I think Russell Brunson says it like this: if you're one chapter ahead of somebody, you can always look back and tell people what's coming, right? So I would guess that you need to focus on your personality. You need to focus on how you teach the thing. You need to teach about your delivery and think about your, what makes you the authentic person that you are. And you need to go into that market, because I've never seen one yet where the market was saturated or I wasn't expert enough to teach it, right? There's always people behind you. Jocelyn, when she launched Elementary Librarian, she had only been a librarian. She was going into her 3rd year. Now, she didn't even go to school for that. She went to school for business, and then she went to graduate school to become a librarian. She had just got out of school and only been a teacher for a couple years, and she built $1 million business. She exited a website for $1 million, over $1 million, and she was only in an elementary librarian for 3 years. Like, all those people who were 27 years in had more experience than her, but it didn't matter because she did it. And she made it, and she created it, and she put herself out there, and she got it done. And that's why she got to make $1 million membership, because she wasn't scared. I mean, saturated niche, you're going to go fight textbook companies selling to schools? Oh my gosh, right? But she did it, and she made it happen. And she didn't live into those fears. So I would always tell everybody, carve out your niche. It doesn't matter how red the ocean is or blue the ocean is. Like, what do you bring to the table that's different? What do you bring that's authentic? And I've never seen a niche that's too saturated to enter, honestly, in the online world, especially when you're selling information and you're delivering it in your style. And I definitely do not ever that person knows more than me. That's not true. That's not going to hold you back. So you just have to get over that. You got to go create it. You got to try it and let the market tell you if they want your version of that thing. Okay. But no fear. We're not going to be afraid of competition. Competition's a good thing. Competition tells us there's a pie, and we just got to get a piece of the pie, baby. That's what it's all about. All right, guys, speaking about Jocelyn. Okay. Let's transition here. She's got a one-on-one coaching program going right now. If you need Jocelyn's help to take you to the next level, if you've got a little business going and you're ready to make it happen, ladies, sign up for Jocelyn's one-on-one coaching program. She's got the next 8 weeks. She's doing a new cohort. 6 people is all she's taking, right? Once they sell out, they're gone. You can beg and you can plead, but at number 7, it's gone. It's over, right? But she's got 6 spots open right now. They're going to be open until Thursday of this week or until they sell out. The last time she opened spots, it sold out within 48 hours. We're going to send out a few emails, but it's probably going to be gone really quick. So go to fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn and check that out. And you can sign up as one of Jocelyn's coaching students right now. We'll be getting after that. Okay. All right. The next question comes from, I'm going to answer about, probably 3 more questions here. Let's see, 1, 2, maybe 2. 2 more questions here to answer, and then we will be done with this call for today. Hey, thank you guys so much for sticking around, hanging out. It's awesome stuff. Love getting fired up for these member calls. Our next question comes from Elaine. Elaine says, I would like to run a paid challenge into a quarterly membership. That's a good idea. Thoughts on quarterly memberships? No monthly option. The quarterly membership will be for people who are ready to embrace the process. Weight loss and hormone reset plus mindset, and take everything from the challenge to the next level. Okay, I love quarterly plans. They're very good. They recover fast. They're easier to sell. They're easier to sell sometimes. And they've got great retention. People tend to stick around on those quarterly plans for a long time. I do not like the no monthly option, because that makes the quarterly plan useless. Like, the reason a quarterly plan can sell is because it's discounted, because you're trading commitment for the discount, right? So if I have a membership that's $100 a month, right, I'll give you a quarterly for $200, 33% off, or maybe a quarterly for $150, 50% off. Like, if you take the monthly option away, some people want the monthly and they don't want to commit, and you're taking that away from them. You're refusing to let them give you money. That's not good. And then second, you can't properly frame the quarterly membership at 33 or 50% off, which are the 2 discounts I recommend for a quarterly membership on a monthly membership. You've removed that weapon in your toolbox, that tool in your toolbox. So I love the idea of a quarterly membership. I love the idea of a challenge into it. I think that would be a great way to sell that at the end of a challenge, like a webinar, is, hey, I can give you a huge discount off the normal monthly price if you'll sign up tonight. That's great. But don't do it You said instead of. Don't do it instead of that. You need that monthly membership. The monthly membership is always the core offer. It's always the public price so that you can play off of your deals that way, right? So you do still need to offer both. When they get to that page where they check out too, offer both. Like have the monthly and the quarterly right beside each other. Don't let people just say yes or no to one price. Let them pick the one they want, and then you can do that later. And also at the end of your challenges, you could also sell annuals. Don't be afraid to do that either. All right. And our final question for today's member call is from Salima. She says, I am having a difficult time with my minimum viable product. My course is core and pelvic floor rehab program for moms. It is a fitness and exercise-based program. It is very specific and step-by-step. Every time I look over my outline, I just can't seem to find anything I'm comfortable cutting out to make it smaller. Can the minimum viable product? Yeah, for sure. I mean, you may have to do that. Like, for example, if my minimum viable product was teaching you how to change a tire, I couldn't stop at the lug nuts. Like there's nothing to take out of that process. I may have to do that process. But I think you're thinking about it probably from a medical professional or a professional instead of a client. For example, if I wanted to master yoga, no, I'm not going to do that. If I wanted to master Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right? And I wanted someone to create a course about jiu-jitsu for me, right? That would be a huge thing. You couldn't just make that overnight. Like it'd be massive, but there's always a beginning. Like my son just started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and the first thing they taught them was a chokehold and how to tap out. The second thing they taught them was how to fall down, right? There's always like you can stop the steps and call that the program, right? Like I always tell people when they struggle with this, what does the first 8 weeks look like for me? What's the skill that I need to master in the first 7 days? You can teach me the whole program, but that doesn't mean I learned it or mastered it, right? I gotta slow down as the expert and say, what does the first 8 weeks look like? When I install a football defense, I don't teach the kids the whole defense in the first week. It's an 8-week process. Here's week 1. This is where you stand. Here's week 2. If this happens, this is where you go on a run play. If this happens, this is where you go on a pass play. And now I start adding the next layers to it. But I've got it written down as a week-long plan. You need to figure out what the first 8 steps are. Slow down, for one thing. Like what you think people can learn in a week probably would take them a month because they're not you. They don't know all the information. So you need to look at that process. I'm not saying that you got to like not create it, but you can launch with the whole thing not being done. Like you're still going to have module 1, Salima. You're still going to have module 2. You're still going to have module 3 and 4 and 5. That exists. If you get to module 5, you can launch because anyone that joins in month 1 won't be to module 6 until you get that. You'll already make it ahead of them, right? So you can even, when you have a big process, like Jocelyn had a full year of lesson plans. She made them 1 month at a time, right? And she started selling them when only 1 month was done. So you can do the same thing. You can just put coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, and open. But when you get modules 1 through, when you get the first month, it would take me a month to learn this whole process, right? Like I would guess in the pelvic thing, like there's probably stretches involved, right? How many stretches are there? 50? You can't teach me all 50 in the first month. I'll die. You can teach me 1 that I can do every day for the first week. So you probably need to break this down more, slow it down more, put the outline in there and put coming soon by half of it. And launch once you know that someone's in there and they can get through the first month or 2, they're going to stick around. You've got built-in retention. You can make the other stuff as you go as they're consuming it, right? But you don't have to create the whole thing. You can just list the whole process and tell them coming soon, and it'll be fine. Okay. All right, guys. Awesome member call today. Want to make sure that you click on that link, fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn, and you check that out. Jocelyn has 6 spots available right now for her coaching program. If you're stuck, if you're overwhelmed, if you need some help on your next steps, or if you just need someone with access, you need a mentor that you can talk to and get a good strategy plan going, or you just need somebody to hold you accountable. Sometimes you know what to do. I know most of you know what to do. You just need somebody who's been there and done that to say, why are you not doing this? I expect you to do it by next week. See you then, right? And then someone to check in on you on Tuesday going, hey, did you do that? Well, that's what Jocelyn's going to do for you. And she's there for you to answer. You can ask her questions on Voxer. You can meet with her. She's going to have meeting sessions with you. And that's for sale right now. There's going to be 3 emails going out over the next 3 days, and we expect that to sell out fast. So if you are a lady and you would like to sign up for Jocelyn's next one-on-one coaching cohort, that's at fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn, and you can click the link in the chat box right now. I'm about to shut this thing down now, so check it out. And if you've got any other questions, or if I did not get to your question today, go post that in the Flip Your Life community. Hey, if you asked a question today, right now, before you log off your computer, go log into the Flip Your Life community. I want you to post that question in the general forum. Don't take my word for it. Get some more feedback from the rest of the Flip Your Life community. There's a lot of people, maybe not here today, that may have the information you need. The general forum is there for that. If you celebrated a success story today and I didn't get to read it on the air, hey guys, go post those success stories in the Flip Your Life community. It'll inspire you as people give you that standing ovation in the forums, and you're going to inspire other people to take action as well. That's what fuels the community, or the positive vibes from those success stories. And of course, if you've got any questions, go ahead and drop them in there and we will help you. If you've got any follow-up questions, drop them in the forum so we can talk about it. And until next time we meet, take action. Flip your life. Do what it takes. Let's go. Get after it, guys. Peace.